Okay, Mel, so I'm just going to demonstrate the moves that I sent you an email about. That way you can kind of see them in action. You can refer back to it anytime you have questions. Of course, you can email me if you have additional questions. So for the first one, you'll need a hard surface. My couch is hard as a rock, personally, but you could ideally maybe a bench if you have a bench, or even your bed if your bed is fairly firm. Hi, Izzy. Thank you for your help. Izzy's very proud of you working on your fitness. Okay, so for this one, what you want to do is take a prone position on your stomach, and you're going to take the weight. You want to keep your palm facing down, and you're just going to bring it up and back down and to the side and back down and then to the back and back down. You want to keep your palm down the entire time, and you want to stop right when you get to like the body line there. Izzy. So front, side, back. Front, side, and back. And you want to keep your arm fairly straight. You can have a soft elbow, but you want it to be fairly straight as you move through this movement. I would use a 1 to a 3 pound weight, especially when you're first starting, to see how you do with it before you move up in weight. Okay, our second move for this round is going to be a bird dog. So that's Woogan. All the kiddios want a little cameo in this. So what you're going to do is take what's called a tabletop position. So you want to be on your knees about hip distance apart, hands right under your chest about shoulder distance apart. And what you're going to do is just alternate, raising opposite arm, opposite leg, and back down. Move forward so I don't kick my blind. Opposite arm, opposite leg, and back down. So this is going to be a little bit of a challenge to balance and coordination as well as your back and core. If you need to start, you can keep your elbow and knee bent when you're bringing them up. If it's a little bit much to really fully extend. And you can also, if you're having too much trouble raising them both at the same time, you can go ahead and put that leg out, then put your arm out and bring them down. Leg out, arm out, then down. You want to try to keep neutral in your neck. So you want to try to pick a spot on the ground right in front of you and look at that. You also want to avoid overextending, so you don't want to arch your back. You want to stop it right at the body line there. And alternate. Very good. Okay. Next, we're going to work on dynamic dead bug. So you're going to be pretty much in the same position as the bird dog, except now you're laying on your back. But we're going to do pretty much the same thing. You're going to lower opposite arm, opposite leg down towards the ground, and then bring them back up. Opposite arm, opposite leg, and bring them back up. Same rules apply here. If it's a little bit much to fully extend, feel free to keep your elbow and knee bent as you're going down, as opposed to fully extending. Or if it's a little too discombobulating to try to do them at the same time, drop the leg, then drop the arm, and bring them up. Drop the leg, then drop the arm, and bring them up. Very good. Okay, the last thing we're going to work on is plank, of course. So what you want to do is pop yourself up. You want to keep your elbows directly under your chest, about shoulder distance apart. You can dig in at the toes. You can keep them about hip distance apart as well there. And you're just going to push yourself up. You want to avoid drooping and butt up. You want to keep a nice neutral spine. And what I'd say, and you can drop your knees too. If you're not quite ready for the full plank, that's fine. And what I'd say is you want to maybe start doing 10 to 15 second planks, take a rest. Pop it back up for 10 to 15 seconds, take a break, and then we'll build from there. Okay, so some postural and stretching stuff that we can work on as well. So when you do a lot of computer work, you have a tendency to get the hump and slump. So one thing you can do to try to help correct that posture and keep yourself more upright and avoid some back pain is to stand against a wall. You want to have your behind and your shoulders against the wall. Put your arms in a nice big W, and you want to slide them up the wall, all the way up, and all the way down. And you want to try to keep as much of your arm in contact with the wall as you can as you move them up and down. I mean, they're probably going to come off a little bit, but you want to kind of keep them up there. And you definitely want to keep your back pressed into the wall. The upper back, of course, your arched part is going to come off. That's okay. A good stretch to relieve some of that tension in your upper trap area is going to be an eagle pose. So what you're going to do is place one elbow in the crux of the other elbow. Then you're going to swivel your arms around and try to hold your hands there. So you've got kind of a palm to palm thing happening there. A little bit closer. And then you would switch it, put the other elbow in. So you're going to start there. You want to swing them around, palm to palm. And you should feel a nice stretch all through that upper trapezoid. That's going to help relieve some of that tension that you're probably holding up there. Stretches for the back. We're going to do a little cobra. So you want to just push yourself up on your elbows. You want to have your elbows in nice and tight. So when you're down, you want them to be, nice and tight right by your side. And just push yourself up to wherever it's comfortable. If you're terribly comfortable, you can go all the way up onto those hands. But otherwise, you want to keep it down here on the elbows. The other thing we'll do is child's pose. So you come back into that tabletop position and then just ease back. And you want to relax. Let those hands go out in front of you. Let the back round and let all that tension go. Just sit back and enjoy.